We will be examining how a small manufacturing company managed a significant change from a departmental structure to a whole team structure, adopting the Toyota production system philosophy. Leadership understood the need for change, researched options, and chose a course of action. By making the change a team effort involving all employees, the leadership avoided many of the potential pitfalls of such a revolutionary change. They were able to address some problems before they developed and to deal effectively with resistance to change. Consequently, change was implemented quickly with minimal difficulty, and the resulting Team Hoosier mentality is becoming embedded in the Hoosier Racing Tire corporate culture. Bob Newton says, "At Hoosier we know that if you build a company with talented, hardworking people who care and produce a product that performs at an affordable price, you will satisfy the needs of your customers, and both you and they will be winners. This philosophy has been and will continue to be the secret behind Hoosier's success in building tires designed for champions." Product managers exhibit the Hoosier philosophy by dedicating themselves to becoming expert racing consultants for specific types of vehicles and tracks. The focus is on providing dedicated experts to service client needs, rather than dividing sales regions and territories among salesmen. One challenge to change was that certain departments were paid bonuses on the basis of production goals that were cross-purposes with the new paradigm. Several secretaries did nothing but compile data that was used to create reports to support these bonuses. Some people were concerned that their jobs could be eliminated. Others were concerned that they would lose control over their own wages, having come to depend on bonuses and seasonal overtime. The principles of smooth workflow and elimination of unnecessary reporting threatened their incomes. Floor-level managers tended to view themselves as firefighters. Any kind of change was viewed as something that would slow them down. They don't tend to think about how their methods affect the company. They think about, how does this change affect me? According to Craig Benninghoff, the bead department presented the greatest challenge. They were used to grouping monthly forecasts into 5-day tasks. Their entire plan for efficiency centered on minimizing equipment setups, so that if they had to set up equipment to do one kind of bead, they wanted to create all the beads associated with that setup that could possibly be needed in the foreseeable future. In an interview, Craig Benninghoff, the Chief Information Officer at Hoosier Racing Tire Corporation and a change leader, said, "For most departments, we just broke it down into manageable chunks. We would ask them to change one little process at a time, and we kept labeling it lean. When people see their position in the company like an in-out box, they think the change doesn't seem logical. Until you see the big picture, you have to see the small successes. When they start thinking, this is cool, or this is fun, and you get them to contribute, you begin to get some buy-in." Craig Benninghoff said, "So that's what we did. We spent a lot of money on training, and we asked them to make little changes that would let them see a benefit, and we asked them to join us and contribute their ideas to make the changes come about." Craig said, "There we had to take a firmer hand. and we took away their information so they could either operate blindly or they could do things our way. They complained a lot, but after a while they began to like the slower, less stressful pace. They were proud that in spite of no information outside the current day's needs, they were keeping up, something they hadn't experienced when they were building more beads per hour, but making the wrong beads for the current day's needs. The appearance of the plant floor changed dramatically. The factory floor looked cleaner. Hoosier's facilities have always been exceptionally clean for a rubber manufacturing company, but the change was still obvious. Entire departments disappeared, being incorporated into manufacturing cells designated to produce complete green tires, tire carcasses prior to curing. Instead of having rows of bands awaiting tread application, there was empty floor space where additional cells could be built. The scheduling department discovered it was much easier to determine material needs because the need to account for green tires had disappeared. Smooth workflow eliminated many of the periodic mistakes made purchasing raw materials. Now the focus is on continued training. Workers continue to contribute ideas to identify and eliminate waste. All employees are asked to contribute editorials to the company newspaper to build a team spirit. Some write about lean manufacturing, others contribute stories about fishing or even favorite recipes, but everyone contributes to the team. According to Craig Benninghoff, this process of incorporating lean manufacturing into the corporate culture at Hoosier is still an ongoing process with setbacks and successes.
We try it with the clipboards and I just do the whole thing.
Okay. I'm cold.
Hi, I am freezing. It is snowing. It wasn't supposed to do that today.
Actually, I think it was. I think it was forecasted to snow.
In my planning, it was not supposed to do this today. We will be examining a small manufacturing company managed how a small... Let's start over.
Take two.
Hi, take two. We will be examining how a small manufacturing company managed a significant change from a departmental structure to a whole team structure adopting Toyota production system philosophy.